Prabhu and Sameshwar Prabhu. Our goal has been to empower the youth of CNJ and to give them a festival they get to coordinate and run themselves.
Just a show of hands, how many of you have kids in the Sunday school here? Higher, please. Don't be shy. We love your kids at Sunday school. This whole festival is developed to encourage and develop the next youth and the upcoming youth of Central New Jersey. Me and Dhruv, we won't be this young for so long. We only have maybe 2 or 3 more years running this festival before we pass it on to the next generation. So we want to make sure we can make it as grand as possible before we do.
And another thing is at least for me and Keshav, the reason we're so involved with Krishna consciousness is because of Kirtan. That is what connects us, and that is what gets us so involved, and we want to pass that down as well. So that's why we want to throw this festival. There are going to be a lot of people coming from nearby temples like Tawako, Bergen, Philly, Delaware, Baltimore, DC, Montreal, Dallas. And we try to invite elevated souls like Badahari Prabhu, Amal Harinam, Gauravani. And this year, we do have a really nice lineup. So we're getting Kirtan Premi from Florida, as well as Ananta Gauranga, Leela Rani, and Thakur Das. And Sri Prahlad from New York, he's coming as well. So we're really excited for that.
So all of you may be asking, when is Kirtan Love Fest? And as Madhupati Prabhu said, it's going to be on President's Day weekend, so you all have off on Monday, hopefully. So please join us on February 17th and 18th. It's going to be from 12 to 9 p.m. with 1 hour break for dinner. Prasadam will be provided, lunch and dinner both. So as Dhruv already said, who's coming this year? So we do have a roster created already, and that's going to be up on our website. That's klf2024.com. That's going to be up in the week coming up to the festival. But you may be wondering, okay, there's so many elevated souls, but you just talked about how this is meant to empower our younger youth. And we're excited to announce that this year's Sunday school will also be singing together. There is a designated slot for the Sunday school as well. Okay, and we need your help to make this festival as grand as Dhruv and I have envisioned it. So, I mean, I don't know how many of us were here last week, but it is going to be expensive. With everything getting more expensive, that has no bounds on our festival either. So, as you can see on the slide presentation, I don't think I have to read it out for everyone, but the festival is going to be pricey, and we need all of your love and support and help.
Next slide, Prabhu. Prabhu. Okay, awesome. So we need your support in 2 ways. One, we want all of you guys to be there. Support our Sunday school kids, support all of the Kirtanis that are traveling to be here. So we want to see each and every one of you on both days if possible. That's the biggest way you can show your support. And then the other way is through donations. That is why we're here. Our target is 20,000. On the last slide, we have the breakdown of why we need that much money to run such a wonderful festival. Currently, we're at 6,000 raised from the past week's donations. So we definitely, and thank you for that. We really do appreciate it. But we want to raise some more today. So on that note, you want to get started?
Yeah. Just real quick, we're going to be taking sponsorships right now, as well as you can see both Dhruv and I at the table outside in the lobby from during class to until right before Shayan Arti. We'll be there. Another way you can support, and this is something cool that we're doing for the first time this year, we have created t-shirts. So Dhruv, I don't know if you guys know Avanish, and my brother Yash, and Lakshmi, they were on a phone call for 5 hours trying to get our merchandise secured. And this year we have KLF 2024 t-shirts. So the order form will also be outside at the table. So please make sure that you come and buy these wonderful shirts. They're a very beautiful design. You can also buy at the door, but there will be a price bump on those. They're not cheap to make, so please try and support us. With that being said, would anyone feel supportive right now and maybe give a sponsorship? You can also announce if you want your sponsorship to go towards anything specific, such as prashadam, kirtanya donation, decorations. So show of hands if anyone wants to support and pledge as of this moment. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Your name? Dan Prabhu, 300. Haribol. Can we give him a loud Haribol? Haribol. Haribol. Is anyone else feeling generous today? So, sorry, yes. We also, sorry, Prabhuji, your name? Ravikant. 150. Haribol, thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. So, sorry, one more thing, Madhupati Prabhu brought back to my attention. We do have sponsorship tiers. So, our starting sponsorship tier is gold. So that starts from 250. Anything from 250 to 500, after 500 becomes a platinum sponsorship, and anything above 500 is our platinum sponsorship. So all our sponsorships will be listed on our website from gold, platinum, and diamond. So that is one more thing. So thank you, just to show everyone who has supported us. Any other hands, please? Hare Krishna, your name? Gold sponsorship, that's 250. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Any other? Again, I don't know if you guys were here last week, but I like to pick Mataji's. Haribol. Are you still with us today? Any Mataji's are feeling generous today? Hare Krishna Mataji. 250. Hare Krishna. Haribol. 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 Anyone else? Prabhuji? Govinda. On behalf of Govinda, what was it? 250. Hare Krishna. Haribol. 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 Right now, the Prabhujis are beating the Matajis. Are you guys going to take that? Anyone else from left or right sides of the room, please raise your hands. And if you are feeling shy, please do not worry. Both Dhruv and I will be at the table in the lobby, and you can pay through the Square portal as well. Thank you so much, guys. And then we will proceed with class now. Haribol.
Thank you very much, Keshav Prabhu and Dhruv Prabhu. We'll be standing outside with that booth, so please visit the booth. Thank you very much for your support. But seriously think about it, and before you go for the prasadam, please make a pledge. Thank you very much. Today's class will be given by His Grace Bhushara Prabhu, disciple of our Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So let's welcome him with a loud Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
Where's the Madanga? Where's the Madanga? Go ahead. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givanidhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givanidhari. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givanidhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givanidhari. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. So we can just do the English translation together. Repeat after me. One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination. His mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Coming again to the point of pure devotional service, the Lord is describing the transcendental qualifications of a pure devotee in these two verses. A pure devotee is never disturbed in any circumstance, nor is he envious of anyone, nor does a devotee become his enemy's enemy. He thinks, this person is acting as my enemy due to my own past misdeeds, so it is better to suffer than to protest. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, whenever a devotee is in distress or has fallen into difficulty, he thinks that it is the Lord's mercy upon him. He thinks, thanks to my past misdeeds, I should suffer far, far greater than I am suffering now. So it is by the mercy of the Supreme Lord that I am not getting all the punishment I am just getting a little, by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is always calm, quiet, and patient, despite many distressful conditions. A devotee is also always kind to everyone, even to his enemy. Nirmana means that a devotee does not attach much importance to the pains and trouble pertaining to the body, because he knows perfectly well that he is not the material body. He does not identify with the body, therefore he is freed from the conception of false ego and is equipoised in happiness and distress. He is tolerant and he is satisfied, and whatever comes by the grace of the Supreme Lord. He does not endeavor much to achieve something with great difficulty, therefore he is always joyful. He is completely perfect mystic because he is fixed in the instructions received from the spiritual master. And because his senses are controlled, he is determined. He is not swayed by false arguments, because no one can lead him from the fixed determination of devotional service. He is fully conscious that Krishna is the eternal Lord, so no one can disturb him. All these qualifications enable him to fix his mind and intelligence entirely on the Supreme Lord. Such a standard of devotional service is undoubtedly very rare. But a devotee becomes situated in that stage by following the regulative principles of devotional service. Furthermore, the Lord says that such a devotee is very dear to him, for the Lord is always pleased with all his activities in full Krishna consciousness. One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, and who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me, such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. Om Agyanam Timirannasya Gyanam Gyanam Shalakaya Chakshu Militam Dena Tajmai Shri Guruve Namaha Vanchakalpa Turubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Thanks everybody for coming and making this day a part of their, approach to Krishna. This is a very nice verse. This verse is showing you how to be a devotee. All the qualities you have to have. A devotee has no bad quality like, false ego. I'm better than other people. The whole struggle in material life is who is better, who is less, who's more, who has more money, who has a big car, who has a big house. It's all a false ego means like I'm better than others. So this is the impurity. Because we're not better than others, right? So this is the impurity. So the whole material world, for the Lord Indra, Lord God, everybody is struggling with it. Even Lord Indra, he was better than somebody. He had to be corrected. Lord Brahma also, he had to be corrected. Everybody is corrected. If you don't want to be corrected, you won't go anywhere. You'll just struggle and struggle in the who's better. So when you approach devotional service, these qualities here, you'll get tested. Not that you'll just read Bhagavad Gita, you'll just read Srimad Bhagavatam. You'll get tested in your personal life. Every day, your personal energy will get tested to become purified. So stop looking at others and start looking at ourselves. That's how you become purified. You start finding, some faults with yourself. Not that you say, oh, I'm doing very nice, I'm doing very nice. If you think you're doing very nice, you wouldn't go any further. You have to find out what it, like Krishna is saying here, being envious of others, not being determined. As soon as we get some difficulty, we give up. Oh, no, I can't do it anymore. Or somebody dissatisfies us, and we blame devotional service because that person. So in this way, the mind is always trying to get out of it. How can I get out of surrendering? Savadama parityaya jamamikam. That surrender is not like I'm surrendered, I get initiated, I'm surrendered. That surrender is every day you're going to get tested with that surrender. Every day. And that is the Srimad Bhagavad Gita is giving you all the directions, what to look out for. A kind friend to all living entities, This is very difficult in the material world. First of all, with the Bali concept of life, we want to take care of our people, right? Our people. We're not so much interested in other people. So this forms a contamination. As soon as you think of my people, you're already down into the false ego. You have to become purified. We come here for the purification. We don't just come here for prasadam. Right? We can make prasadam at home, very nice prasadam. But we come here not just to dance, right? We can go and dance everywhere. But we come here to take the prasadam, to dance, to get rid of these bad qualities that we have deep in our hearts. And as soon as we can do that, then we'll find ourselves becoming elevated, gradually. Elevated means that you'll become free from the gross conception of the body as yourself. You begin to treat other people with respect and love that you know that they're spirit soul. So this way, your whole vision of the material world will change. That's becoming a pure devotee. And gradually, this Prabhupada describes just like you have a pot of ghee that you're boiling, and you want to get the pure ghee to cook with, and so there's all these impurities in the butter. Prabhupada said, but first you look at the butter, it's all pure. So the impurities are hidden impurities. But when we put it into the fire, then these impurities come up. These impurities will come up. We want that to happen. We want to be challenged and become purified. We don't want it to just go on without the purification. It'll be very nice, you'll come to the temple, but there'll still be this part of you that needs to be purified. And that is the challenge for all of us. Nobody is getting a free, pass, Oh yeah, you go to Vaikuntha, no problem. But everybody is getting challenged. You cannot go to Vaikuntha unless you become a Vaikuntha Vasi. That's the only way to be in Vaikuntha, is to have the qualities of a pure devotee. So the Krishna conscious movement is specifically geared to this pure devotional service, which is the highest attainment that's given by Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is not saying, you come and follow me, I'll give you some, some mystic powers, you'll be able to become bigger than the biggest, smaller than the smallest. Lord Chaitanya is not giving that. That's a waste of time. so many yogis, so many great personalities, they find themselves playing around in the material world. Even the heavenly planets, they go to the hellish planets. Let's go in Bhuloka. We're in Bhuloka. But some people are aspiring, I want to go to the heavenly planets, I want to be with you. Waste of time. The Krishna conscious movement is more serious than that. That's involved with going back to Godhead. That is not impossible because of the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. You just have to be involved and engaged and develop the good qualities, you know. Not being too, too doubtful about other people, too pessimistic, too, it's difficult to do, I can't do it. So it's easy to do, but you have to have the practice. If you practice, it becomes easy. But if you don't practice, then it becomes hard. That means, surrender. If somebody asks you to do this, do that, you do that, and that is a surrender. Anything you're asked to do, anything you decide to do, you're making a surrender. You're coming here tonight, that's making one surrender. A pure devotee is always accustomed to surrendering all the time. He gets a situation, he surrenders. You never say like, oh no, why me? Why you? Why not you? So there's one thing we have a problem with the material world, why me, right? Why we think that other people are blissful, but we are distressed. Actually, everybody is distressed. And the happiness that we find, we come in devotional service, it's not a material happiness. You don't become happy just because you eat prasada. You don't happy just because you come to see the deity. You're happy for all of these things together. If there's dancing going on, our mind is the first problem. Oh, I don't know if I want to dance. I don't know if I want to hold hands, right? I never hold hands with people, but in the Krishna consciousness, we hold hands with people. You're like in the Krishna consciousness, you're like a child. You're Krishna's child. And you can be with people who are like childlike persons. And that's where you'll find it. Anybody who's tough, anybody who's bad, anybody who doesn't talk to others, Krishna's looking at all these little things. And that's what makes a person not able to make progress. If you don't make progress, you'll simply go to a stale dead end. If you don't make progress, you'll come to a dead end. And that'll be the false ego that doesn't want to surrender. The false ego, it is like it has its own plan. The plan could be foolish, but the false ego makes the person think, it's my plan, I'll stick to this, I'll stick to this. Therefore, to connect with a bona fide spiritual master, incorporate your plans with the plans of the Guru. The Guru is not saying, forget about yourself, just follow me. That's not what the Guru is saying. You have your life to live, you have your duties to perform. That's also part of your Krishna consciousness. If you're a family person, those family duties are also part of your Krishna consciousness. And you can get to realize that. And Krishna is with you on your job. And Krishna is with you at your home. So to become Krishna conscious means you have to keep pushing, and gradually you'll find the keys to get into Krishna consciousness, and you'll realize the importance of all of these devotees. They become very special to you. And that's where you find yourself becoming more purified. More purified means like the better qualities will develop in a purified person. A purified person will be quick to help you, will be quick to engage you, and will be quick to befriend you. But a person who's not purified will keep away from you and judge you. So we're all here for this purification, and we can do that simply by, we have the great Hare Krishna mantra Lord Chaitanya has given to us. Of course, when you get it directly from a bona fide spiritual master, it's more potent. This is the process. And As devotees advance, we recognize their advancement and we help them in their advancement. We don't, this devotee is becoming advanced, so I become envious. Why? How come I'm not advanced? So these are the purification. We have to take it, gradually every day. It's not like I'm surrendered already. Prabhupada said that look at Arjuna, such a great devotee of Krishna directly, and look at how much he had to go through. He had to be at the battlefield fighting his family, distressful conditions, imaginary. Prabhupada said, if you were in the same position of Arjuna, you wouldn't be able to do it. You'd start running. Instead of surrendering, you start running away from surrender. And so, it is, this Krishna conscious movement is something like the hospital, for sick people who want to get well. If you come to Krishna consciousness thinking you're well already, then you won't get better. You won't get better. Every time you're being challenged, you should put yourself into a challenge. You shouldn't run away from a challenge. These devotees are going to do this, they're going to do that, jump into it. You may feel like, I don't want to do it. But you got to get past the feeling of you don't want to do it. And then you'll get a taste. By surrendering, you get a taste. That's called ruchi. It's not like material sense gratification. It's quite different. Ruchi grows and grows and grows, Sense gratification grows to a point that it collapses. But ruchi keeps growing and growing and growing. You keep more purified. You become free from the bodily identity, means that you yourself, your inner consciousness expands and the bodily consciousness decreases. That's what the scientific process of devotional service. You can't do it from the outside, you got to get inside to do it. Just like Prabhupada said, if you there's some honey in a jar, but if you want to get the honey, you have to open the jar to get in where the honey is. Right? So, to find the advanced consciousness, you got to get into the jar with the honey. And that is not going to happen just like 1 or 2 days, right? We have to be devotees for our whole lives, dedicated completely. And we have to put ourselves in a position to learn more and to gradually find the keys to, because if everybody knew it already, everybody would surrender. So you have out of many, many thousands among men, you have just 1 or 2 who will be a devotee. And out of many people who are aspiring to devotees, you'll find 1 person can become a pure devotee. This is the way it is like this. It's not difficult, but it's a matter of surrender. And, taking up the mission. We shouldn't just become Krishna conscious ourselves. We have to follow the mission of Prabhupada, what he wanted. If you do not follow the great devotees, then you can easily become misled. This is the path. Very easy to, because Maya, as soon as you're making advancement, Maya will begin to dictate stuff, and you have to be very careful. Any offense, Prabhupada says, just like you're shaving, if you're not careful, bam, cut blood. So Krishna consciousness is actually like that. Any offense you make to a devotee or something like that, you'll get sent back again. They're not taking anyone any further who is not serious with the good qualities. And you can express the good qualities to your devotee friends. We have love for our devotee friends. You see how we come here and we're all dancing together, we're all holding hands. What does it mean? It means that we're all there for each other. And you have to be like that to make spiritual advancement. You can't make spiritual advancement. I'm making spiritual advancement alone. You can never make spiritual advancement alone. Even Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he was very advanced from the beginning of his life. His mother took him up on a Jagannath cart. They stopped in front of the house. Bhaktisiddhanta is a perfect person. But although he was born a perfect person, he still had to take shelter of his Guru Maharaj. Prabhupada was also a perfect person when he took birth. Because you know that story, Prabhupada, when he was a child, he was a pure devotee as a child. So the Krishna conscious movement is dealing with people or spirit souls who are transmigrating from the material world and they're going to the spiritual world. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Because if we're not in that mood of going to the spiritual world, where are we going? We're stuck in the material world. And if you're not careful, you take birth again here again. Again a mommy, again a daddy, again getting reprimand. So, when you had enough, you say, listen, I've had enough. I've seen the heaven. I've seen the hell. I'm out. And then you'll begin to make progress. But as long as you're thinking, I'll get a big job, I'll overcome, I'll do all these things like that. When you're thinking of material life to make yourself happy, you're decreasing your spiritual life to make yourself happy. So both of these things have to be understood. Also, if you're doing your spiritual life, if you think that you don't need money, if you think you don't need to maintain the body, you won't make any spiritual advancement either. Just like Krishna is telling Arjuna, he didn't tell him, you should become detached, go and live in the forest, why are you fighting for all these material things? Right? That would be a good teaching to give Arjuna. Actually, Arjuna said like that, I could do that. I don't want to fight for the family. I just want to go to the forest, chant the holy name and become purified. Krishna said, no. You have to fight on the battlefield. Either you live or you die. So we're something like that too. We're on the battlefield. Either we live or we die. Either our Krishna consciousness prospers or we can't do it. So that's why it is here, one of the qualities to have is determination. Means that you will not be sent away. If you don't get it now, you'll come back and get it again. If you don't get it then, you'll come back. You'll keep, when Krishna sees that you're annoying, you're coming chanting and you're surrendering and I have to give you something. And then Krishna will give you the enlightenment. He's not giving it to anyone. Only somebody who's surrendered will get it. And, so this is the main important point here. We have envy in our hearts. We don't see it usually, it's hidden. But we have to be wise enough in our devotional service to be able to go in there and cut this envy off, cut this jealousy off, and cut this false having no determination. That is called, Prabhupada like to say enthusiasm. I think the word is hutsava. If you're not enthusiastic, then your advancement is going to be slow. Usually we think advancement is so many slokas I know. So many slokas I chant. And usually we think that is advancement. How many slokas the guy knows? Actually, this doesn't have anything to do with spiritual advancement. But people who don't know the actual truth, they try to make it like if advancement is knowing all of these words. In Krishna consciousness, actions speak louder than words. We cannot say we love Krishna. We have to love Krishna and we have to act in that way. That's what it really is. Not just like I'm just saying I love Krishna. The test will be there. Prabhupada is a good example, right? Who's going to go on a boat across the ocean with no money? Will anybody do that? No. So there's something at work here. And that is the grace of the spiritual master. That will help you to do things that are impossible. Although something cannot be done generally, by the grace of the spiritual master, it is quite possible that it could be done. Just imagine, Prabhupada is bringing through the real Vedic knowledge. It doesn't belong to Hindu. It doesn't belong to designation. You come to the Krishna conscious movement to purify your false designation. This is the world's problem. We've seen the world for the past, 100 years. They've all been practically killing each other unnecessarily for the color of the skin, for the color of the people. So it's ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous what human society, what they promote as, knowledge, and what they promote as good dealings. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have, as simple as that, they don't have the knowledge. Because it's the spiritual dynamics that's only known by people who are surrendered to God really. So it cannot be known by people who are pushing themselves that they will false ego and they have a certain amount of time to, run your mouth, but after that it's over. You're going to wherever. This is for people who are serious about going back to God. You don't have to see if Godhead is there. There are people that Krishna reveal himself to. And this is where we find Krishna. Not just belief. And if you leave from just believing, will give you some energy, but chanting the holy name, following the regulative principles of devotional service, when you rise in the morning, what do you think of the first thing? When you rise in the morning, what do you think of the first thing? That Krishna is, you're alive. You're alive and you have things to do. Krishna is maintaining your life. So the Krishna conscious preparation, you have to have it if you want to be happy and blissful. Material life will give you some happiness, but then it'll disappear after a while. I have a nice car. Oh, what? For a few months, I'm into the car. After a while, this car is not so much anymore. Anything material is like that, right? Even if you get a big house, after a while you're bored in a house. Anything that you can enjoy, after a while you'll get bored. Without Krishna. Without Krishna, everything is boring. Right? So don't expect that without Krishna you're going to find what you're looking for. And that is the principle that of devotional service. You have to learn to, develop your love for devotees. That will qualify you to make spiritual advancement. And so everything is provided very nicely in Bhagavad Gita, in Srimad Bhagavatam. You should not think that I read Bhagavad Gita already. Somebody say, have you read Gita? Yes, I've read Gita, So it's not really like that, It's you're still a student of Bhagavad Gita. Because this is spoken by Krishna. Anything that's spoken by Krishna is beyond human comprehension. But it sounds very simple. So we can work on these things, and it'll actually bring us to purification. We should work on not being envious. How you fight against not being envious? Well, you fight not being envious by recognizing somebody else. We fight against not loving by loving. We fight against the darkness with the light. So we have the weapon of devotional service that we can use. It's like a sword, Bam, 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 bam. You cut away the ignorance. If you don't have the sword, the ignorance is not going to get cut away, and you'll remain with the bad quality of envy, of jealousy, of being better than others. As soon as you can attack these things and find the right position, then gradually you'll start advancing. Advancing means, you start leaving the body concept of life. You have a pure identity with the spirit soul, and that's called Satchidananda Vigraha. That's your real identity. So, congratulations for being a devotee. Because, like I said here, many thousands of men, hardly one can become a devotee. So we should feel happy that the Lord has chosen us and brought us to His devotional service, and that way we become, purified. We'll be very happy. Just like Srila Prabhupada was very blissful. If you see the photos or the movies of Srila Prabhupada, I know from my direct experience, Srila Prabhupada was in a world of ecstasy beyond our comprehension. And I hope that someday I'll be able to, taste the ecstasy. So that is the goal of the Krishna conscious movement, to have the person become purified with all the good qualities and have them established in Satchidananda Vigraha properly, and the rest is, easy. And then you'll find success. But focus on these things. Getting rid of the bad qualities by exciting up the good qualities, by taking the positive action, and being the positive person. And you'll find Krishna, as soon as you do something positive for Krishna, you'll find Krishna has blessed you with something. And that is the way how, because Krishna is giving out all of these blessings based on our surrender. So we should appreciate the devotees very much, that they're accompanying us and they're, with us. We're not doing Krishna consciousness alone. And any devotee that you can help, any service that you can help, whether it's a prasadam or Prabhu, can I do something, Prabhu, can I help here, you'll find that you'll make advancement that very instant. You wouldn't have to wait a long time. You make the surrender now, you get it now. All right, devotees, so I'd like to stop here and try to get a couple of questions from the audience. Anybody has any questions or interjections or any question? Yes, Prabhu?
You said if you're thinking about trying to make yourself materially happy, you are taking away the opportunity to make yourself spiritually happy. So that comes down to a matter of, like you said, when you wake up in the morning, who do you think of first? So it comes down to who do you think you're doing anything you're doing for, right?
Yeah, so, okay, that's very nice. Any other question? Mataji's? Everybody's going back to Godhead? There's one question over there.
Can you share your realizations on how one can actually escape the bodily conception?
Oh, that's a very nice question. Escape. we got trained to think with the body. We didn't start thinking right away. We got trained to do that. And actually, besides the body, what do you have? You don't have anything except the body. Even if you experiment, you wouldn't find anything but the body. So to find the spirit soul, the spiritual dynamics, you need the instructions from a bona fide spiritual master, and you need a process that will make it work. Just like Lord Chaitanya is chanting the holy name. The vibration will purify the body. And the knowledge will give you the understanding that you're not the body. But that is the whole thing. As long as you cannot rise, you have to rise up to the platform beyond the body, and you'll find yourself. And you'll find on the bodily platform, you'll find a false sense of being. And you'll identify with the people that resemble that body identity. But all those things are false. Everywhere I went and studied people, I've never heard you're not the body. Prabhupada, Krishna consciousness is very fixed on this point. Very serious. You're not this material body. And the scientists, they can experiment and wait. They won't find the spirit soul. The only way to find the spirit soul is the process that God has given. Surrender, association with devotees, and study the Vedic. Three things we are focused on: Guru, Sastra, and Sadhu. And once you have those three things in your life, nothing will be able to steer you away from on the path. Guru, Guru, we cannot be separated from Guru. Sastra, we're depending on the Bhagavad Gita. We're depending on the Srimad Bhagavatam. We're depending on the Shastra. And sadhus, these are sadhus mean devotees. We're depending on devotees for their good wishes, for their good association, and like that. Okay, so the Bali platform, you should focus into it and, give it up. And then you'll find yourself very happy when you accept all living entities as your brothers and sisters. Then you'll become Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर जी की जय, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बल्लभ सुभद्रा माई की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय. So let's thank His Grace Bhusha Prabhu with a loud Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Please everybody take your seats.
Be seated.
Please take your seats. Some quick announcement. We'd like to welcome you all, especially those coming here for the first time. Is anybody here coming for the first time? So let's welcome them with a loud Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Okay, today's Sunday feast is sponsored by Anonymous Sponsored Family. So let's thank them with a loud Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Some upcoming events. Wednesday, February 14th, we are going to have a wonderful session here in the evening by His Grace Radha Shyam Prabhu. Let's see what's the topic. What is that? Love and trust never rust. All right, love and trust never rust. His Grace Radha Shyam Prabhu is our temple president